Hello everyone, welcome to the Bowtie Breakdown. I'm Garry Morin The BowTieGuy, and today I'm here at Semper Home Loans in Warwick with my friend Dan Giroux. Dan, thanks for letting us come in.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Well, thank you so much. Dan is joining us today to talk about VA loans. Is there, now you had mentioned active duty and then past service members. Is there a certain amount of time that a person has to have in the military to get one of these loans?
So if you've been activated, typically once you've been activated, so if you went overseas, you're good. If you were active duty, I think it's 90 days. As long as you have an honorable discharge. They have a DD-214 that we look up their eligibility.
DD-214?
DD-214, yeah. Delta 214. That's the form number. So that just shows like what your service records.
Gotcha.
And then we'll take that, we'll contact the VA, and then we'll get their certificate of eligibility for it.
Everybody that comes forward for a VA loan has to have that DD-214.
Yeah, if they're reservists, right, then they have a different form. I think it's an NG. I think that's the National Guard one. But essentially, yeah. And if they're active duty, they don't have that. Then they have, you get a letter from the commander. Yeah. And sorry, the technical.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't know any of the technical terms.
Yeah. And too many technical terms mess a lot of people up.
Exactly. I mean, you could really throw something out there and be like, oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. The biggest one that I find, I think this is the part that you use, the biggest part that I find with these VA loans is the National Guard, the reservists. They do have a point system. So it's not like, hey, I joined the military last year and I'm good. If you were active duty, right, like I was active duty, I joined the military. Hey, listen, I've been in the military a year. I'm good. I think it was 90 days, right? After 90 days, I was eligible as long as you get an honorable discharge when you're out or if you're in good standings. With the National Guard, though, they do have a point system, and it's 6 years that they have to serve. Time in service is 6 total years and a point system. So those become a little more difficult when somebody says, hey, I was National Guard, I did it for 3 years, and it's like, But
I
a lot
had
of people
one
get
person that
too.
was a similar situation but didn't qualify. It was because they didn't have enough time or something like that.
Yeah, time in service probably, if they were reservists, right? Different.
Yeah, I think it was exactly what you said, National Guard.
Yeah, if it's a National Guard and they weren't activated, then you run into that problem.
Gotcha.
VA is really good though, 100% financing. Only restrictions I think on VA, right, compared to regular conventional FHA, everything else. VA wants a termite inspection, right, which the buyer can't pay for. Right, that's normally one of your home inspectors ends up putting it in there. And then it's simple. They include it in the home inspection. But there's not a lot of restrictions on it. I mean, VA actually has one niche, you think people don't even know this, that the seller concessions, that 4% I talked about that you can use, that can be used to pay off a buyer's debt.
Oh, wow.
The VA allows that.
That's pretty interesting.
Which makes sense, right? Yeah. Why not? If you've agreed to give me $12,000, right, to pay off costs,
I'm going to use every cent.
If that money could be used to pay off something, like maybe I have a credit card that needs to be, maybe I have a collection account, right? Now, granted, I get it. That's way outside the box.
Yeah.
For some reason, I remember when I got in the business, Gary, like, these are the conversations that realtors used to have with other realtors and be like, hey, you know how we could get Joey into Steve's house? We could do this, and that. And they go, oh, that's a great idea. Let me talk to my seller about that. Yeah, my seller says he's fine. He's happy to help Joey. And Joey goes, oh, he's really thankful for this. And everybody was happy. Now we have the internet. Right.
Google. Google with 15 different answers.
Nobody's even really talking to each other.
Yeah, nobody talks anymore.
My seller won't take that. Did you send it to your seller yet?
And then you always have those questions that didn't even present it. I don't know.
Right. Who knows? But yeah, VA's a good loan for veterans.
I've personally worked with some veterans on both sides, the buying side and the selling side. And like you said, it's all about how the realtor presents it to their seller. If you present it as, oh, this is the most strict loan, we're going to have a lot of trouble, then the seller's going to kind of stumble and balk at it.
Yeah.
If you present it as, hey, this is actually a very good loan, here's some of the things we have to pay attention to, but you were planning on doing this anyways, that might be a better loan.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is my personal belief, Gary. The type of program that a client's doing, right, should probably not be allowed to be disclosed to a seller if we want to eliminate discriminatory things.
Right. I tend to agree with you on that one.
It's because I think it gives them a bad taste. It makes them think differently. Conventional's the best loan. Really?
Yep.
How is conventional, just when you hear conventional, why is that pre-approval better than everybody else?
Right.
Why? Because he's a 45 debt to income ratio, and God forbid he buys a car, he doesn't qualify conventional anymore, right? Because he was squeezed into this one, maybe, right? How did this become better than the other loan?
Right.
I have one, the woman was putting 20% down, and so the realtor says, Dan, well, this is conventional. I went, no, it's not. It's FHA. Well, why would they put 20% down on an FHA? I went, Because it worked better for them.
Yeah.
It's really none of your business why they did, but they did.
Maybe
and
they're
it works
monthly
perfect
payment
for 'em.
conscious.
You know, there was, and there's FHA, the mortgage insurance automatically drops off after 11 years if you
Yep.
put 10% down. You know, in their case, they were putting more down, same thing. They wanted to move money back to them. But yes, to me, my opinion is that they shouldn't.
Right.
You know, they should, maybe the restrictions, maybe they should say, hey, this offer comes with,
Right. I think it's
a
all about
termite
the
inspection that you
presentation.
have to pay for.
Yes.
Or this offer says that if the house doesn't appraise for the right amount that they can get out, that's the VA escape
Yep.
clause, the FHA mandatory clause.
Yep.
Right. And present those.
Right.
And be done with it.
Present it the right way, not, oh, this is the worst loan.
Yeah.
Through this whole coronavirus, the gentleman that I was working with got to the point where he said, I'm a veteran, but me, I can't get a house. That's basically
Yeah.
what it came down to.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
it.
No, it's true.
And that was his feeling. And then through months of searching, we ended up getting him a house. Do you know how? The seller was a veteran.
There you go.
And they
There you go.
connected, and she
Right. And
wouldn't
that's
sell it to
discriminatory.
anybody else.
That's discriminatory, right?
Right.
It's crazy.
It's
yes,
crazy.
veterans kind of got the, you know,
Yeah.
and here's the thing in the market, right? This is what I like, and you know, I like to doodle. So, with the VA loan, this is where it's really big for realtors, for people in general. And I say it to my friends, they go, "Is now a good time to buy? What's going to happen? What if values go down? Rates are a little bit higher." VA loans and FHA loans, right? But we'll just talk about VA for right now. They have a streamlined process, right? So the VA Earl, right?
Yep.
Let's say today's interest rate is 6%. They buy today, they get into their house, and let's just pretend that the market crashed.
Yep.
Values are low. Man, they're upside down on their house. With the VA, it doesn't matter. If rates drop back down to 4, 3, 4.5, it's got to be at least a minimum of half a point lower, right? But if it drops down, we can do an EARL, right? Rate reduction. No appraisal, no
wow.
income documentation. If the rates are at 4 and you're at 6, we're going to get you the 4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It doesn't matter if you're upside down in your house. That's a
Yep.
perk to a VA loan. Because
Perk to the VA loan.
perk to VA loan, FHA as well, but we're
Yep.
talking just VA right now. The benefit, right? Like when you think about it, if you can pay $1,600 a month, and now the ability to have a payment of $1,200 a month, then obviously you can afford the $1,200.
Yes.
So you don't have to re-income qualify.
Yep.
Right. The VA, they already own that house, right? They're already the VA does.
It's already secured.
But it's already, you know, they've already securitized that and they're backing that, they're insuring that loan. So what does it matter? Isn't that a benefit, right?
Right.
Hey, this house used to be worth $300, now it's worth $200. Oh, our client's upside down. Great. As a bank, I don't want to foreclose on that
Right.
one. Right? That's stupid.
Now you're stuck with it.
Yeah, so why not help them out, right? That's definitely a benefit to it. Also, VA loans, not all, so they have to check, are assumable loans.
Okay.
Right? So an example of that, I have a 2% 30-year fixed on my house.
Yep.
Right? If I wanted to sell my house, let's say the market went really bad, and I wanted to sell my house, and you were a fellow veteran, you qualified, I could say, hey, look, rates are at 7% on VA. You can have my 2%.
Right here.
You can take over what's left on my loan, and you can pay me the difference.
Wow, that's awesome.
Right? And if you really know creative financing, which I do,
Yep.
right, you could essentially just...
It's amazing how all creative and different things that can be
Most
done.
people aren't creative, though.
That was VA Loans with Dan Giroux from Semper Home Loans. I'm Garry Morin The BowTieGuy. That was another Bowtie Breakdown. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.